last year with the program. Yeah, so you're familiar with things, but we got a few new faces, which is great. We've had a lot of success with wrestling the last few years, and I think we're looking forward to continuing that at the middle school and at the high school level for this year. It is a commitment. It's a little more, so some of you 7th graders coming into the program, it's a little different than elementary, or those of you coming new to the program. It's a 5 or 6 day a week commitment. I mean, you're expected to be at practice every day, Monday through Friday. We have some Saturday competitions, not a lot, but we do have some on Saturday, so there will be some things going there. So just so you're aware of that, it's not 1 or 2 days a week, it's 5 or 6 days a week for things. Unfortunately, we don't have a space here to practice, so we practice up at the high school. We use the locker room at the high school, we use the auxiliary gym up at the high school, roll out the mats, wash the mats every day. So there'll be a bus that'll take you here, I think it's bus 65, will take you right here after school up to the high school. Coaches will meet you there, walk you down to the locker room. You share a locker room with the high school kids, middle school on one side, or the junior high on one side, the varsity on another side. Practice there, and then your parents will have to pick you up at the high school after practice each day. So just so you know, typically practice, you get up to school around 3, get started at 3:15, 3:30. By the time the mats are ready, what do you go to, 5:15 or 5:15? 5:15 practice ends. So parents, by the time you get down, change, get ready, so probably about 5:30 every day for your parents to come pick you up. So just so you have a mindset and you can explain that to them that way. The season starts mid-November. I think November 20th, it's a Friday. It's kind of an odd start to the season because of where Thanksgiving falls. But we practice Friday that week, and then we start to get the next week of getting into things. The first competition's coming up in mid-December. Like 15th or 16th, I think, is the first middle school competition after the top hat. Goes till mid-February, early February that way. We usually have a big tournament at the end down in Shamokin. I'm not sure what that's going to look like this year with the COVID things, but things may change a little bit with the schedule. We're going to be flexible. We're just really, at this point, we're really happy to be planning a wrestling season. Back in August, we didn't know if we'd even have a season for anything. So we're getting through football, we got through cross country, fall sports have gone well for us, and hopefully we can continue, knock on wood, doing that here in the winter for basketball and for wrestling for you guys. Okay, the main thing we'll look at today is physical. So what we need to do is either get you recertified or get you a physical in order to participate in wrestling. I mean, like you did. So how many, we're going to start with the second sport, people. How many did football, cross country, did a sport this year already? So we're going to give you one of these. So with that new online system, like I said, Sam, I think you're already set there. I think your parents got in and did it already. Did you raise your hand? Did you do anything yet this year? Okay. So with the new online system that we have, and those of you who played sports in the past, we used to have like a big 10-page physical packet. You'd have to fill out by hand and take you some time to do it. Now everything's online, so it's pretty slick. It takes a little bit of time the first time you do it, but those of you who played a sport already know that you're in the system, then you're good for the rest of your high school career. So you keep that username and password, and hopefully we're going to keep this system here, and it should make it nice. So what you guys need to do, those of you who have played a sport already, is log back into your account. And your parents need to log back into their account and complete the forms. There's like 3 forms there for you to complete if you've already played a sport. You got to do a recertification. So there's some questions you need to answer. If you've been hurt during time, if you got hurt during football or cross country or missed time or anything. If you answer no to all 6 of those questions, you sign it on your part of the account. Your parents sign it on their part of the account. You answer the other forms, you're good to go for the start of wrestling. You don't need to do anything else. You don't need to see the doctor or anything. But you still need to get in and do that recertification part of things. Okay, so you need to log back in. If you forgot your password, you either signed up with an email or a phone number. You can say forgot password, they'll send you another password. Get back in there and do that. We want you to do that this week if you can, so that if you have problems, we got time to resolve it before practice starts. So try to get in there this week and get yourself recertified. Does that make sense? You guys remember doing that the first time, getting into the system there and doing that stuff. Talk to your parents this week, take this sheet home. This kind of describes what you need to do. Log back into the account, get recertified, and you'll be good to go. Okay? Any questions on that part of it? Okay, the rest of you, a little more complicated here, but hopefully this describes some things for you here. So this is going to be your first sport of the year here. I'm going to give you this packet. So everybody should have one or the other. Obviously, it's your first sport or your second sport of the season. So this one's a little more involved, but again, like I said, once you do it once, you're going to be in the system. So if you're going to go out for soccer or track in the spring, or you're going to do sports next year as an 8th grader or as a 9th grader, you'll be in the system and it's going to be real slick. You just click a couple buttons, everything moves forward. Yes? You got a sports physical for the school, or for, you were going to play football and then you didn't play or something? Yeah, then you can just get back into the system again and do the recertification. You just have to go in and say that you haven't been hurt since you got that physical. So if you log back in, and it'll follow you through the questions that way if you've already got an account set up and doing that. Okay? So what you need to do, those of you who haven't played a sport yet this year, you have to get into this planethighschool.com and create an account. So you would use like your school email or a cell number, and then your parents separately. So there's 2 different accounts. There's a student account and a parent account. So the way that works, if the parent has 2 or 3 kids playing a sport, the parent creates one account, and then they get linked together, is the terminology that you'll see, linked accounts. So your parents do their account, you do your account, and you can send an invitation to link with your parent, or your parent can send the invitation to link to you. And then you link your accounts, and then all the forms will appear. All that whole packet we normally do. There's a concussion piece, a cardiac arrest piece, emergency contact, a health history. All that stuff is all in there, and it takes you just one by one. You fill one out, you hit sign and submit, it takes you right to the next form, takes you to the next one. It's pretty slick. So it's nice, it's easy, it's self-explanatory, but you each have to create the account. That seems to cause some confusion with people. So these couple of sheets describe that. So to describe how to sign up, how to link account, and then you go to the athletic forms and then complete all the forms. There's school forms on there, and there's the PIAA forms that are all necessary, and then we'll add the weight certification form for you later. So the trainers will upload that to your account, so that'll be on your account. So it's nice, everything's in one place that we have, then the coaches have that information. So say you're at a wrestling match down at State College, something happens, they need to look somebody up, boom, okay, we got permission for treatment, everything's online there, and easy to find for the coaches too. So it's important that you take your time and take it seriously and get everybody, your parents, to fill it out completely, so we have all that information. So the first time you do it, it's gonna probably take about half an hour. You create the account, the parent creates the account, link them together, answer all the forms. Then you're ready for the physical. There's section 6 is in there. That's the physical part. We offer free physicals here at school next Monday, November 2nd. So we want to get online, get these accounts established today or tomorrow if you can. I mean, on your remote day tomorrow, you can have time to do it, or even tonight at home. Try to get it done, get it established, get the accounts built that way. And then all you have to do is show up Monday, right after school, and get your physical. And then we will upload it to your account. You'll get your physical. There's one piece of paper that we're gonna handle, is that the actual physical form. So you can go get your own physical if you want. It has to be on that school form, on that section 6, and you bring it back to us, or you can upload it, or we could upload it afterward. But it has to be on that form. But I would encourage you to come to the school physical. It's very simple, it's easy. They do a nice job with it. It doesn't cost you anything extra, and then it gets done next week. So that November 20th, you're not scrambling around getting a physical in order to practice because you couldn't get in to see your doctor or something happened at home. So try to plan on being here next Monday, November 2nd, to get your wrestling physical. Okay, so you gotta do this first. You gotta be registered, because the doctor's gonna look at the health history and talk to you about any issues or anything they may have, and then give you the physical. Does that make sense? So it's important. That's the important thing that I want to get today. The coaches will talk some wrestling stuff with you here. But the physicals, I mean, obviously, November 20th, I give the coach a list. These are the kids who can practice. If your name's not on there, you don't have your physical, you can't practice. So you're going to miss out on the first day or two of things if you don't take care of business. So we got 3 weeks to take care of it. We got the physicals next week. They're right here at school. We're trying to make it real easy for you. So if you guys just take care of things like you have been in school now, it'll make things real easy to do that. Okay? Any questions about physicals?
like I said, we'll bus you from here up to the high school for practice. We dismiss from the high school. I generally stick right to a routine. At 5:15, we're done. We're usually wrapped up and done. The stuff you will need for practice is simple. Shorts and a t-shirt, no buttons, no zippers. The reasoning for that is you're wrestling somebody. You could cut somebody and that leaves an open wound that could create infection down the road or whatever. So, please, no buttons, no zippers. You'll be hounded on this at the beginning. We go over everything. You got about a month of training to try to learn enough technique so that we can get to our first event. So, we want to be prepared. So we want to be academically eligible all the time. This is the biggest thing that can hurt a program, is people not being academically eligible. So you got to take your grades very, very serious. If you're doing football or anything, this is a great sport. These two things go hand in hand together as far as building great footwork and hand fighting skills. So they really complement each other. Usually, before COVID, we do a lot of off-season strength training and things like that after the season's over. So that we end up doing. Hopefully, we'll get through this and get back to our more normal routines eventually. But we will train. We do a lot of different things. We go away on a lot of trips, and once the season starts, we're really only practicing 2-3 days a week because we have events to go to. So, and we don't tie up a lot of weekends. There's probably, I think, only maybe 4 weekends through the season that we tie up a Saturday. So, this is mainly during the week at your level. So, we do that. We eliminate, and it's done by weight classes, so you're in with somebody, and I try to make sure at all the time that we're getting people matches. So if for some reason it worked out that they didn't have somebody your size on Tuesday, hopefully Saturday they do, and we can match somebody up. And we have a starting lineup. And it's important that we fill it. If we fill all the 15 weights, then it's a good chance that we're going to be competitive and do well. And we've won team titles the last 4 years, so we're on quite a streak. And there's enough great athletes in this building to continue that. So hopefully talk to any friends that didn't make it or doing school full remote to get a hold of Mr. McCann to sign up. The biggest thing is making sure, the two biggest things, I can train anyone to be a good athlete. They gotta have good grades, and they gotta stay academically totally eligible all the time and stay out of trouble. Okay, so they're the two things that crush us. Everything else we can handle. I've added another coach that used to wrestle for us at the junior high level, Mr. Mahon, will be coming in, so we've added a little bit different, switching it up a little bit, and I think it'll give us a good competitive edge. So, do you have any questions? Anybody have any questions? And don't worry that you never did this sport before, you will learn it. And we need plenty of guys at these bigger weights. Sam will tell you, we need to cover the bigger weights, okay? And there's people in this room I know that wrestle all year round, like Blaze and Lily and Bob. So there's plenty of people to help guide you on the team, to mentor you to get where we need to go. So, anything? Anybody have anything? Make sure you follow. If you were on the team last year, Coach Nasdio already put something on your Schoology so that this paperwork is already on there for your parents to help you get through it. If you didn't, if you have any problems, obviously you can call up to the office, to the athletic director's office, and they'll help you get through it. Easiest thing is just do the physical on Monday. Have your paperwork done. It makes it smoother for all parties involved. I ain't chasing you or your parent down to try to make sure we get this in so you can start on time, okay? So let's make sure we get all that done. We supply the uniforms. You don't have to worry about that. If you don't have a headgear, the school provides. The other thing you really provide are your shoes. Sometimes I can help you with that too. So we just want to make sure we're putting athletes on the field. Right on the map. So, all right, we're all good. Nothing for me? This is a group of nothing for me.
questions or anything we think we missed, or any of those guys who were on the team last year, or anything we missed?
All right, we'll see you.
All right,
See all this.
head back to Millionaire Block and we're good.